Hey, Geeks and Gamers, this is Michael. I just did a special Bret Hart episode of WWF Attitude. I've been putting him off I did something new, I had somebody film me, but now I'm going to go back to the old format, and I am totally 100% sorry I have not given you guys this one. I've had problems at work, family, all this stuff I'm not even going to mention. I'm sorry. Let's just get to it, okay? Here is WWF Attitude, The Undertaker. I can't do the eyes, I'm sorry. Anyways, Mark Calloway, or The Undertaker's, the dead man, the Phenom. We've known him for 25 years, 25 glorious years in the WWEF, whatever. And he's been there. So, in November of 1990, he came as The Undertaker. But he wasn't with Paul Bearer, he was with Brother Love. Oh, yes, I love you. I can't even remember Brother Love. I know he's just the red-faced guy who said, I love you, that guy. Anyways, he came in as a special mystery opponent and helped his team win that. And then, of course, he would come over later and he would feud with The Undertaker, he would feud with the Ultimate Warrior, and then he would throw him in that casket, an infamous, where he's buried in a casket too, where they had to get him out. And I just remember seeing that as a kid, it freaked me out, you know, the Ultimate Warrior, just like, I'm gonna strangle you, Paul Bearer. Pops up out of the hard one, says, get in there, throws him right in there, and then locks it. It was kayfabe, but, you know, as a kid, I'm like, oh my god. Plus, I was 8 years old. He was just an unstoppable juggernaut is what he was. He would take out the Ultimate Warrior till a year later, Survivor Series, he did the impossible. He beat Hulk Hogan for the World Heavyweight Championship, the WWF title. How could he do this? This man is for reals. I forget what happened later, but the rest of his early career in the 90s is a blur. But between dealing with the fake Undertaker, having the mask, being betrayed by Paul Bearer, oh yes! Sorry. I don't have an urn, but, you know, it's Paul. Oh yes! He would, you know, basically, you know, win the championship here and there. He beat Psycho Sid at WrestleMania to win the title. And then, of course, he, after being betrayed by Paul Bearer, who decided to be buddy with Vader, he was gonna, you know, he had won the title, and then he had lost the title at SummerSlam, thanks to Shawn Michaels giving him sweet chin music, and Bret winning. With everything going on, we knew that, you know, Shawn and The Undertaker would fight again, so there's only one thing to do at a time like this. We're gonna sell this once and for all in the very first ever Hell in a Cell match. Now that was bloody, and since the pay-per-view was called Bad Blood, it seemed appropriate. These men went to war on each other. If anything, Shawn was just a heap mess. Just, he went through a table, he just went through the cage and everything. And then when it was all said and done, the lights went out, pyros, and somebody came. Ominous music, it was Kane, with Paul Bearer on his side. We knew Kane was coming, but not like this. Undertaker didn't know what to do, so what do you expect? Kane just chokeslammed him and gave him a tombstone for his troubles, and then Shawn won. The end. Everybody was always wondering, is The Undertaker ever going to fight Kane? Will he fight him? And the answer was no. He basically became a pacifist, or a person of non-violence. I don't want to say Gandhi, I can't think of the appropriate word, but he just wouldn't fight him. And Kane would just knock him out, just for the heck of it. Like, alright, fine, come here. And then that was it. To the point where Kane basically put him in a casket at the Royal Rumble, set it on fire, and and everybody thought he had burned alive. And then, of course, months later, The Undertaker reappeared and said, I'm going to fight you, Kane. I promised my parents I wouldn't do this, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to fight you at WrestleMania. WrestleMania 1998, we got it. Undertaker versus Kane, 1, 2, 3 tombstones, and finally, it's over. The Undertaker won. And this is right around the time his still getting momentum of his undefeated streak. So, these guys would ultimately fight again at the first ever Inferno match. This is cool, man. Just seeing these pyrotechnics come out every time like a slam would happen, the fire would up. And it was crazy because you don't want any of these guys to get injured, but this is an Inferno match and someone's going to get burned. Long story short, these boys went back head to toe, and then when it was all said and done, Kane burned his arm on fire, went all the way to the back, and Undertaker won. Got back in the ring, did his whole hair slick back, the eyes, you know, music. And then we fast forward to SummerSlam between him and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Undertaker dominated Austin in that fight. I was a Steve Austin man going into that thing. He was just dominating him left and right. Austin barely had a chance, but in the end, Austin, held out. He fought his heart out, and he came in with a Stone Cold Stunner. And when it was all said and done, you know what? When it was all said and done, that was that. It's over. So, fast forward to... I forget the name of it. I think it was on Breakdown. In a handicap match, both Undertaker and Kane pinned Austin to Austin lose his title. A month later, Undertaker and Kane would fight for Vince McMahon's orders, would fight each other for the title with Austin as the champion. They didn't win. Austin both hit him and they would still chance, just said, "Screw you, Vince, where's my money?" So now, Survivor Series, surprise, surprise, they fought again and it was a double count out. Whatever. Until Undertaker decided to take out Austin once and for all, buried alive at rock bottom in your house. And so this is the rattlesnake. The Undertaker is gonna have to pull something. Is gonna do what he has to do to kill Austin. But what happened? Because Austin's too damn tough and hard. When it's all said and done, Austin buried him. The end. And that's what you get for winning a man's title shot too. And then, of course, that's when we did the Ministry of Darkness, and that's when the Undertaker would do the evil heel side. Well, I was not impressed with the Ministry of Darkness. He got a new suit, he wore a cape, Paul Bearer was back, and that's when they had the Acolytes, the Brood, that's when they had Viscera, that's when they had Midian, and... Well, it was a lame plot line I really wasn't fond of, and it's too long to talk about. And then, of course, there was that problem with Shane joining them and being the corporate ministry, and then it was all said and done, the higher power that they were terrorizing ended up being Vince. There was one cool thing about that. The Undertaker was about Stephanie, and this is before she became the Authoritas Stephanie. The young, nubile, sweet Stephanie that people liked. They're like, oh, okay. She was about to get sacrificed and married to the Undertaker, and then Austin came in and basically, like a badass, just smoldered through everybody, and even got his hands dirty with, laying him in the Undertaker. And then, I swear, JR and Jim Cornette were just on fire that night, just like, Austin is ready on fire. He has defeated the Undertaker, and he did it, and he's doing it to save her. He saved her like a hero. I'll tell you what, he didn't do it for the love of Vince McMahon, that's for sure, JR. Oh my, I'll tell you one thing, Jim. Still Cold. He saved her. He saved Stephanie McMahon. I was like, well, not Helmsley, sorry. And then, of course, over the course of the year, he had a bit of a neck injury that most of us didn't know, and we all thought he quit. He left. And then he ended up coming back the year later as the American Badass Biker Undertaker. I like this guy. I kind of had a weird affinity. He came in the ring with a Harley, Kid Rock. He had jeans and a cutoff T-shirt, and it was cool. He was just like a regular Joe. He would just beat up people left and right. This is before Sons of Anarchy, so he just made it look cool. And he also had a new finishing move. He left the Tombstone Piledriver and he brought in a modified powerbomb called the Last Ride. And he still had the chokeslam, but to me, I just felt that this Undertaker was cool. I liked it, The bandana was sweet. He had the gloves, and it was cool. And then, of course, WrestleMania, he had to fight Triple H. And Triple H, this is just a great, cool match. Triple H comes out with Motorhead and Lemmy without the Old English. He just had mutton chop. He was clean shaven. Comes out and just like, "Well, Motorhead, we're gonna kick your ass. Time to play the game." Dun, dun. And they just performed the game live. Triple H comes out, time to play the game. Dun, 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 dun. He comes out, and then of course the Undertaker comes out, and we're expecting, what's gonna happen. And then next thing you know, it's like, dead man walking, bing, keep rolling, chocolate starfish. I'm not even sure that if I can even say that on Geeks and Gamers. But he came out to Limp Bizkit's rolling, and he had his new outfit. the Under Armour tank top and the leather pants that said Big Evil, and that was his gimmick right then and there. And now he brought that same gimmick that we see him now as when he fought Brock and when he's fighting the Wyatt family. So he's got shades of the American Badass, or the Big Dog, if you would. He comes out in a Harley, and they have this fight, brawl for all, literally slobber knocker throughout the whole arena until the Undertaker pins him with the last ride. 1, 2, 3, it's over. And I just thought that was one of the best. I thought that was the best match of the night, even better than Austin and Rock too, because that's such that screw job, ending. So, anyways, Undertaker would come back. We came back, and he would fight guys left and right. And then there was that dumb invasion angle, skip, to the point where he would have to fight Ric Flair at WrestleMania and defeat him as well, and hold his title. And then finally he would beat Triple H to become the new WWF Undisputed Championship, even though it lasted a month. Still, oh no, wait, he fought Hogan. I'm sorry, my fault. Hogan beat Triple H, and then Undertaker beat Hogan. Sorry guys, this is just me improvising, but my memory, just comes along with it go. And then he had to fight Brock Lesnar, and I kind of felt that they just basically buried The Undertaker, but you know what? Brock Lesnar is a legit badass, You don't go from pro wrestling to the NFL to shoot fighting and, mixed martial arts in the UFC without having some kind of combat experience. So, even though The Undertaker would have some matches here and there, he would still be the big dog, and he's been doing this ever since. So, to me, I can go on and on about his accolades, and I could talk about the whole thing, but you know what? This is a two-parter, and I do believe I'll tell you guys. We'll pick it up around 2003. All I could say is, Geeks and Gamers, thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye.